You are in direct violation of bylaw 7, subsection 3. Remove that structure immediately or we will proceed with the lien.
At 7:06 a.m. on March 14, 2024, I walked up to the council hall doors and heard metal scraping like teeth. A locksmith's ladder clanged on the sidewalk. Cold wind smelled like wet asphalt and burnt coffee from the lobby. Our clerk stood there, pale, pointing at a bright notice taped to the glass. Lien recorded. Pay now. I blinked twice, because it had our address and a deadline like we were a deadbeat tenant. 2 hours later, I finally said the sentence out loud. Karen fined my council hall over this lien. Good thing I'm their state attorney backed by the drone photo. She wasn't just mad. She was trying to squeeze a public building with private HOA paperwork. Here's the stake in one plain line: the hall is city-owned. Not part of her HOA. I peeled the notice off and the tape left a sticky scar. I called the HOA president from the hallway under buzzing lights. She answered like she'd been waiting. I said, "Why did you file a lien on a government building?" She said, "Because you owe fines." I asked, "For what?" She said, "Parking overflow, noise, and unauthorized use of our private road, 7 complaints in one night." I told her our lot and our street are city property. She snapped, "Pay it or we enforce it." I tried the polite lane anyway. I emailed the board rep and asked for their vote, the rule we broke, and their fine schedule. I offered to meet at 9:00 a.m. the next day with maps and paperwork. No reply. That afternoon, 2 residents warned me, quiet, that the chair told them not to speak up or they'd be next. Neighbors avoided eye contact like it cost money. So I went straight to records. On March 15, 2024, I took a number at the county recorder's office. The waiting room smelled like old paper and sanitizer. I asked for the full lien packet and attachments. The clerk slid a stamped stack to me. The file landed with 77 pages. The best part? The legal description didn't match our parcel at all. Timeline item 1 March 12 at 8:11 a.m. lien recorded under the wrong legal description. Back at my desk, I promised myself one thing: proper channels only. I pulled the city deed, the tax map, and the subdivision plat. I requested the HOA's governing documents the same way any resident can. Then I called our GIS office for updated aerials. The tech said, "We also have a recent drone survey from storm drain inspection." My plan clicked into place. By March 18, 2024, my office looked like a boring crime show. I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. I highlighted dates, parcel numbers, and every time the HOA used the words enforce and penalty. Then I opened the drone image. It showed our lot lines clean and square. It also showed the HOA had shoved their private road cones onto city pavement, past the boundary, like they were moving the fence in their heads. The payoff came at the March 25, 2024 council meeting at 6:30 p.m. The room smelled like polished wood and warm printer toner. The HOA president sat front row in a bright blazer, arms crossed, ready to perform. During public comment she said liens are legal and the city must follow community standards. When my turn came, I stayed calm and asked the clerk to display one image. The drone photo filled the screen. Then I held up the lien and said, "This document doesn't even describe this property." The reaction wasn't loud at first. It was a wave of tiny noises. Phones lifted, steady, like people were done being scared. Someone whispered, "She liened the hall?" Another said, "That's not her land." A guy muttered, "That's filing false papers." A woman near the aisle said, "I saved her emails, every one." In the back, a teen leaned over and said, "This is better than TV." The neighborhood chat lit up in real time. "Record this. Screenshot that. She finally got caught." Then the authority flip landed, clean and legal. The county attorney spoke on the record and said a private HOA has no standing to fine the city for using city-owned property. He explained that a lien requires a real debt, clear notice, and an accurate legal description, and this filing had none of those. He said filing a false lien can be prosecuted. The recorder's office rep walked everyone through the release process and pointed at the wrong parcel number, the boundary mismatch, and the missing proof of any valid fine. Our GIS manager explained the drone survey was time-stamped and tied to coordinates, not vibes, and it showed the cones were on city pavement. The mayor ordered the clerk to file the petition first thing in the morning, demanded the HOA communicate only through counsel, and set a deadline to remove the notice by close of business. Right after that, the mood changed like someone finally turned the lights on. People sat straighter, like they remembered they had rights. The little nervous laughs disappeared. The HOA president tried to cut in, but her words didn't take up space anymore. They just floated and died. The board rep stopped nodding and started looking small, like he'd been holding her coat and suddenly noticed cameras. Residents who used to whisper started asking simple questions out loud, steady and clear. Can we see HOA minutes going forward? How many fines became threats? Who told the locksmith to show up? It felt like the bully was running out of oxygen, and the room wasn't handing her a fresh tank. The aftermath was boring in the best way. On April 2, 2024, the recorder marked the lien invalid after our petition. The HOA had to reimburse filing costs and the locksmith call, totaling $1,300. The county attorney sent a formal warning about misusing legal instruments and told them to stop contacting staff directly. The chair's enforcement email stopped overnight. No more red notices. No more surprise deadlines taped to glass. And here's the second shift I didn't expect. The neighborhood started acting like grown-ups with receipts. People brought notebooks to meetings. They asked for agendas before votes. They filmed calmly, not for drama, but for accountability. When someone posted a rumor in the group chat, 3 neighbors replied with documents instead of panic. The HOA president still showed up, but she sat farther back, quieter, because the room had learned how to breathe without her. On April 19, 2024 at 8:30 p.m., I locked the council hall doors after a smooth meeting and felt the cool air hit my face like a reset. I put the binder on my shelf at home, the drone photo clipped behind the stamped release, and for once, the paper stayed silent. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and share. Was the HOA wrong? Drop a comment.